Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tracetainment. Thanks so much for tuning in with me. It's a pleasure to have you here. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to click the subscribe button so you don't miss no videos that I post. In today's video, Vivek Ramaswamy makes a massive announcement and he explains why this election is so important. Check this video out.
Former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy is here. All right, Vivek, this thing they say is tight. Every vote counts. What are you feeling and what are you hearing?
So look, Jesse, I'm going to tell it to you like I see it. There's two possibilities here. One is we all have our heads stuck in our algorithmic echo chambers and we're seeing one view of the world. And I'd like to think that's not the case. The other possibility, which I think is going to be the case, is that Trump wins this decisively. And I think he has an opportunity to do something historic, not just win an election, but to actually rebuild the Republican coalition, a multi-ethnic, working-class coalition of voters that have redefined the Republican Party, that does what Reagan last did in the 1980s. That's the last time I think we will have seen this kind of election. So I hope I'm not eating my words 48 hours or 72 hours from now, but I don't think I will be. I think that we're seeing the makings of history right now. And I think it could be the single event that not only wins this election, but unites the country. And that's why I'm encouraging everybody I'm talking to. I was in Pennsylvania. I was at the Penn State-Ohio State game. I was telling people the same thing is November 5th is not the destination. It is the start line for reviving this country. I think people are hungry for it, and I think we feel pretty good, Jesse.
Well, I hope you're...
So I couldn't agree more. Look at what all former President Donald Trump has been through. You know, the assassination attempts, all these court cases. He's been at multiple rallies, doing podcasts, phone calls. He could be out on the beach, he could be out golfing, but instead he is fighting so that we can get things back to where they used to be. He see what we've been dealing with. Inflation right now is putting a hurting on a lot of people. So hopefully tomorrow we get the change that we need.
Right. No one wants you to be more right than I do, Vivek. But in 2022, we all thought it was going to go one way. Kind of didn't. Women showed up big. The candidates didn't really perform like they thought we would. Is that a possibility this time, that we just don't see the wave of women coming?
Look, making the predictions as of today, anybody's predictions are fair game, Jesse. I'm focused on what we can do to actually change that outcome, right? And this is in the hands of actual everyday Americans. In particular, I think one thing that's going to swing this election, unlike any other, is Gen Z turnout, especially in places like Pennsylvania. I was at that football game on Saturday. I was on college campuses in Pennsylvania the prior week beforehand. I think we're going to see Gen Z turnout like we haven't seen in a very long time. If they come out in droves, and what I'm seeing is a big turn amongst young voters to Trump in a way that hasn't been true for Republicans in a generation, if not ever. And if they actually show up, these first-time so-called low-propensity voters, I think that could be the margin here. If they don't...
Yes, I was about to say, former President Donald Trump has a lot of support from everybody. Like, I just got back from vacation. While I was on vacation, I seen a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people wearing MAGA hats, wearing Trump hats. And it was just amazing to see. You know, I was out shopping, and I just seen so many people wearing them. I'm like, wow. Like, I thought maybe Trump was coming to an event. But no, it just was people just out there spreading the word and talking to a lot of people because they want change. Nobody wants to continue with this inflation. It has really put a hurting on a lot of people. They're trying their best to make ends meet. They want to get their lives back to where they used to be, and I don't blame them because I would love to start saving more money again.
Show up, I think it's a different story. And so I'm less focused on making the predictions and more focused on what we can do to actually get the outcome that we know is right for the country. And especially for Gen Z. I mean, if we're in World War III, it's going to be somebody else's gun over their shoulder. It's going to be the national debt that falls on their shoulder. So in many ways, they have the most skin in the game. They have the lightest voting participation in the past. I think they're going to come out in droves for Trump if they come out. And so our focus right now is less than sitting back and making the predictions, actually driving the kind of voters we need to get to the ballot box and secure victory and I think save this country.
We're hearing a lot about New Hampshire all of a sudden. We're hearing stuff about Virginia, New Jersey. A little birdie told Trump something about New Jersey. What are those little things telling you?
Well, look, I think one of the things that we've seen from Donald Trump this cycle, which is unique, is he's not just going to the traditional swing states. I mean, we were together at that Madison Square Garden rally in supposedly hard blue New York with 200,000 people lined up outside. And so what we're seeing across the country, and I think this is true to the campaign, Donald Trump and the Republicans that are running for office, we're not just running to lead one party, to lead red states, but to lead the United States. And so I think it's a beautiful thing, Donald.
Yes, they can say all they want for Donald Trump looks exhausted, he's doing this, he looks tired, How could he do this? He is literally out there everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Like, I get on and I see him here. Then I see him there. It's like he just teleports. But he's out doing so much. Non-stop. He is out there just pushing, pushing, pushing. Because he wants to get things back to where they used to be. He wants to better things that are going on right now. He sees the things that are going on right now. And he understands that we need change.
Was making that stop in Virginia, speaking about New Jersey, showing up in the middle of New York City, hard Manhattan would have been unimaginable before. That's the opportunity ahead of us, is to unite a nation. That's what's at stake here. The Democrats are playing divide and conquer. You look at the identity politics game they've played all the way to selecting the top of their ticket, and for that matter, identity politics and selecting Tim Walz as their VP. We're rejecting that, and I do think that there's a special opportunity here. We're all going to be thrilled if Donald Trump wins on election night, as we expect. There's only one person who I think could be more thrilled than any of us, Jesse, and that's probably Joe Biden.
So I don't think that Vivek could have said it any better. And there's something that he said that stuck out to me. And when he said unite the nation, that stuck out to me because that's what we need to do. We need to get united. You know, we can share different beliefs. We can support this and someone else cannot support it. But at the end of the day, guys, we have to stay united. We cannot be divided. Here's the thing. People are always going to have differences in something. No matter what it is. You can like this car, someone can like that car. You can like this store, someone can like this store. You can like this person, someone can like this person. We are always going to have differences and believe in things that some don't believe in. But at the end of the day, if we push everything aside, politics, everything, race, gender, push that all aside, all we have in the end is each other. We got to get united, I'm telling you guys. You know, there's so much that's dividing us, and we're not supposed to be divided at all. We're supposed to be together, you know, helping one another, supporting one another, being there for one another. At the end of the day, all we have left is each other. Let me know what you guys think about today's video in the comment section. That'll be a wrap for today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.